Massive, massive. Yo, massive, massive.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the West Ham Review. Hope you've had a decent Thursday, and as you know, it's that time of the night where me and my illustrious co-host, Budgie, we'll talk about our good old team, West Ham. How are we, Budge?
I'm fine, thank you, Tony. Illustrious. I'm not so sure about that, bud, but you know, I'll take it for the moment. I'll take it. Yeah, mate, I'm all right. Yeah, doing all right. Quite happy with the way things are going at West Ham. But we will get on to that.
Most definitely, most definitely. I mean, I just went outside to put the bins out, and it's a clear night, and you know it's getting cold.
Oh,
I know that.
I
know that one.
Yeah.
And apparently we've got snow due next week.
Again?
Apparently so. So we'll see.
Oh, great.
Richarlison has just gone down like a sack of shit. I've just seen on the game here because I've got it on the TV.
Yeah.
His face. Yeah. Never mind. As always, let's say hello to our great people in the chat. Start off with usual suspects, and he's put in here Arteta in week 988 of the process. He needs more time.
That's great. That's great.
I mean, I didn't read anything. I don't know if he came over with any excuses last night. I'm not too sure, but you know. But
I don't know, mate. I didn't watch the game or anything, and all I did was I heard the result while I was actually. It was just after I went live with Kieran last night. I heard the result and I thought, oh, that's good enough. I hadn't even watched the highlights, you know. I haven't even bothered.
Well, all I can tell you is he put a full strength side out and they couldn't hit the barn door. End of. I mean, you've got to see the second goal. Raya, class move from him.
All right, I'll have a look later. Yeah.
Even happy up you will, Oil Hemaloys and others. And obviously, as always, Howard, even all you beautiful people, come on, you irons. And
good evening.
They're saying there. Good evening to Aces as well, Tony and Budgie. Evening, Pepsi. Hope you will. Potter out, he's saying. Potter out.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, Pepsi. Yeah. You'd like to think so, mate. We're keeping him.
Absolutely. Evening, Steve Bill. Evening each. Evening to yourself as well. And Aces is saying Lee Gunner for life. Evening, Daz. Hope you're well. Good to see you.
Evening, Daz.
And they're all saying like each other, which is always nice to hear and see.
Nice to see Mr. Bell in the chat.
Good freaking evening, lovelies. Good evening, Terence. Hope you're well as well. Is it okay to cheer for Liverpool because they're playing Spurs?
We'll give you a dispensation just for this evening.
That thing you said, I would have looked at that this morning, but I couldn't stop laughing at that part because I'm looking.
Oh, well, that little video. Wonder what would happen. Would we be able to play it on here?
Yeah, that's true.
Would be funny.
Terence calls Magpies and Bin Dippers final. Yeah, it looks like it could be that way.
Yeah, looks that way.
Budgie Smuggler and Tony.
Budgie Smuggler.
Yeah, she's a great one. Arteta choke.
Yeah, Arteta choke. Yeah.
There's a few Arsenal channels at the moment. There was some emergency meetings suddenly last night about the game, and then of course there's a few on this evening.
Yeah.
Quite easy. If you want entertainment, go and watch one of them channels. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, mate, I can imagine it's in full meltdown at the moment.
Oh, mate. Steve's saying, anybody else getting pissed off with playing it against 14 each week? Yeah. It's not getting good, is it? It's worse than ever, she's saying. Arsenal really are shy. Even Bromley scored up there. That's true, Steve. Yeah. Ace is saying only thing on Fortetta's mind is being food fed and because they're all going to Dubai again. Salt Bay, it's all that again. Howard, as always. All right, Budgie, that's the same wipe down wallpaper that's in my local Indian restaurant.
He said this last night as well, and you know what? I'm not even getting fed up with it. I like the fact that my wallpaper is drawing attention.
Daz. Good evening, Colin, as well. Good evening, you wonderful, lovely gentlemen. Looking forward to this. Up the hammers. Absolutely, mate. Good evening there.
Good evening, Colin.
Let me say, if it wasn't for the leaving to win trophies or not find Arsenal so hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's about right and all happy. Bear with me for 1 second.
No worries, mate.
Yes, Guy. Yeah, come in.
Got to be the brother by looks of it.
My apologies.
No worries, mate. I kept back on the old comments because you got one here from Kimmy.
Oh,
hello,
right.
Budgie.
Hi. Hello, baby.
Hello, everyone. Happy saying, did you see we are meant to be getting fined for the Rent Boys' chance at Chelsea away?
Oh.
Grow up here. Bloody hell, man.
Oh. I mean, what is wrong with people?
It's a broke culture, but we know that's another story. And they're all saying like each other. Good. You were saying on Sunday evening, Arsenal are well beaters according to the streams. Absolutely usual. Wednesday night, Arsenal are the worst in the world according to the streams. Worst fans ever. Yeah, flip-flopping left, right, and centre.
Do you know what I've found really that there are some Arsenal fans, the ones that aren't so vocal, that are just resigned to the fact that Arsenal are going to come second at best every year.
Mm.
They know that, they're proud of their invincible season, etc. But, like most of the Arsenal fans that I talk to over the road at the pub, they tell me, look, I'd rather get into Europe and win something in Europe than be doing what we're doing right now and trying to focus on a league we can't win. And I said, one guy in particular, why can't you win it? What is it about the league that you can't win? And his answer was Arteta. That's not me speaking. That's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few that actually said to me, I said to you, be careful what you wish for when you want Moyes go. And I said, yeah. He said, I think, with the exception of that manager you had before, he said, no, I think you're in the right place now. He said, I think you probably, you've got the right manager for your club. And I said, yeah, I think so.
Mm.
And the one thing that he did point out was that Graham Potter he said to me, throughout Graham Potter's managerial history, he said he's always used his youth players. And I said, yeah, we're beginning to find that out. He said, so quickly? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, well, he said, you'll be on to, bigger and better things. He said, once your youth players start showing what they can do, West Ham will be back on the up again. And I was like, yeah, hope so, mate. Because, even though he's an Arsenal fan and staunch, he knows how good our academy's been throughout the years,
Mm.
And he said, out of everybody's academies, the one that everybody worries about is the West Ham Academy, He said, because you produce so many good players.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's happening in the chat there, look?
Well, I like this one, obviously, from Steve Bill. Yeah, stay humble, FC. Because I was listening to the radio in the morning time going to work, and also they referenced that quite a bit. Obviously, Anthony Gordon mentioned it.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe mentioned it. And I think someone else mentioned it as well. And it's like Lewis Skelly, a good little player, but you've got to be very careful what you say this day and age, because it comes back to bite you on the arse.
It certainly does. It certainly does.
People saying Sunday night takeaway on the 23rd of February will be very enjoyable. That's obviously when Arsenal play West Ham. So, of course, Pepsi. The difference being is we can take it. We have broader shoulders when it comes to things like that. Win or lose.
It is true. We have got very broad shoulders because for many years now, a lot of other clubs, especially other London clubs, have always considered West Ham as like the little cousin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that we've started producing the goods, I'm talking about in recent history, we've had probably 4 of the best seasons we've had prior to last season. So, the 3 seasons that we were in Europe and the season before when we qualified for Europa for the first time were probably 4 of the best seasons we've had consecutively in our history. And people sit up and notice that. And now, instead of being that annoying little cousin that comes around every once in a while, now, they're like, we got to be careful because they can actually do damage.
Yeah, agree on that one. Agree on that. Good evening to Mr. Herbert Anthony. Big up, lads. And he's put here, is it a dildo hanging down above Budgie's head?
It certainly is, but only if you're a music freak.
He's going, how much of their 5-year project is remaining? And Howard's got about 18 minutes. Super.
What was it? 900 and something days he's been in the job.
Oh man, 988 weeks by sounds, but it just seems like it's just. Oh dear me,
that is ridiculous.
Daz just put Tony and Budgie. What do you think about Liverpool game tonight? Well, looking at the moment, it seems like Davis just clattered into his own keeper. Liverpool's putting a bit of pressure on, and they both got clouted, and he's come off worse because
who's got claret on his face then?
That's old Davis, the Welsh player. Yeah,
yeah.
He got involved with the keeper, so the keeper spilled it. No one, Liverpool, weren't there to put it away. Steve Pell's has put in, winning in Europe is not for everybody, obviously.
Clearly not, Steve. Clearly not.
He's going to win fuck all. He's going to win fuck all. Yep.
I mean, we are the only London team to have lifted a European trophy in the last 5 years. So
true. Yeah, look, Howard saying it as well. I saw this Toon's second goal. Fucking couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, Raya. He had all the time in the world, Budge. That was the best part about it. He plays the ball, completely fluffs it, and gets closed down. Who was it now? I think it was Saliba. Gets closed down, and then it was an easy one to put away. Anthony Gordon.
Oh.
Of course, Pepsi, you know that. Oh, he's been all happy. He was doing it last night on the good, the bad, and the ugly. He's been about. He's trying to avoid it. No, he was giving it all the large last night. Of course, he was doing it.
Yeah.
And
he knows better than to give me any shit because I'll just give it back. Bless him. He's a good lad, though.
He is indeed. He is. Terence is saying my son is having another Arsenal emergency podcast tonight. After the last one preceding the one before that, not to be confused with the 4 Arsenal emergencies before them, I'm confused. That's what they do, one after the other.
Yeah, Aces has put in the chat further down that Chelsea won the Champions League in the last 5 years. My apologies.
Yeah,
I thought that was long. I thought it was longer.
Yeah, look, I was saying about Mark with Chelsea. Yeah, it was about yesterday. He had to be strutting around giving it to the large. Evening, old man. Oi, oi. The Lincolnshire Love Machine is here. How are we doing, old man?
How are you, old man?
And he's saying, Arteta's been given manager of the month. I don't know why. Stop me from crying. Yeah. Arteta just signed another ironclad contract. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, more than likely.
And Howard saying, evening, Anthony. I thought I saw a blind greyhound tied to a forklift in the car park. Oh, yeah, Budgie, what we did, because we did a watch-along on Monday, and Howard just put it here. The raid on his channel was hilarious on Monday at half-time. He took it well. He was quite despondent, and his fans in his chat was despondent. And we went in there and just give it all the old irons, giving it a laugh. Even Mummy Flossie joined in as well. It was hilarious. He took it well, though. He did take it well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Rice got mullered last night. Yeah, you've got to see Rice taking the corner as well. He bent it so much that it went straight out for a goal kick. Des is asking, how do you think we will do against Brentford? Because I've still got that game coming up.
Okay, yeah. Historically, we ain't done so bloody well against them, really.
No, they were a pain in the arse.
I think we've had 1 win in 5 and 1 draw in 7 or something ridiculous. So basically, what we're saying is out of the last 7 games, we've been beaten 5 times. So I think that's the correct stat: 1 win, 1 draw in 7. It's not good. So historically, we're fucked. But we didn't ever have Harry Potter at the time. And if he can weave his magic into this next 10 days before the game, 8-9 days or whatever it is, I think we might just have a stroke of luck. And I've got a funny feeling we're going to go at it with, all cylinders firing. I've got a feeling, we'll have players back from injury. We'll have players back from suspension. So, with his strongest 11, I think Graham Potter can do some things,
Yeah, I'm just looking at our form guide on that. I mean, obviously, our last 4, I think it is here. They're showing us 3-2, lost 2-0, draw 1-0, lost 2-1. Brentford have been 2-2, lost 2-0, 1-2-1, lost 2-0. So very, very even Stevens on that one. But they're sitting 11th to our 15th at the moment.
Yeah. But I mean, and they've been caning teams, haven't they? You know what I mean? They've really. I mean, some of the teams you wouldn't expect them to beat. Like, didn't they beat Chelsea this year?
I think they did at one point, yeah, because obviously their form was, because they're a very unpredictable side, aren't they? I mean, we've found that ourselves, haven't we?
Yeah. But that Wisa and and
Remember,
Buemo
yeah,
and Buemo, mate, them two players together, it does kind of remind me a little bit of the old, York and Cole, McAvenny, Cotty type partnerships.
yeah,
It's just like those old style partnerships, and I'm fearful of them. I really am, because
true.
them two little buggers get in everywhere, and they
That's very
always
true.
tend to get a goal between them, or each even. So, but yeah, and we've got what's his name as well, the bright lad from Brighton, Evan Ferguson.
Everton
We got him.
Ferguson.
We got him coming in as well. So, perhaps he can add a little spark to the already improving atmosphere and performance levels that we're beginning to see.
Yeah,
I mean, let's not jump through hoops. I mean, it ain't circus time yet, clearly, but I mean, we are kind of making improvements. We're seeing improvement. We're enjoying the football. When was the last time you were looking forward to the next game?
exactly. Yeah, under Lopetegui and that, we're just waiting for it to over and done with this.
Yeah.
Now we want to see what he's going to come up with next.
Will this never end? Was my, train of thought. Will this never end? And then all of a sudden, we got a manager in that I really didn't want, that I really didn't rate. Hands up, I was wrong. I think the man's just right for this club.
Yeah.
And providing he can resist the temptation to be Sullivan's, whipping boy, as it were.
Yeah.
Then I think, I don't think he's ever going to be under Sullivan's wing, because I don't think he's that kind of character. He'll probably do everything within reason to fulfill his contractual obligations and probably go over and above like he always does. And a lot of managers do. But I don't think he'll be going to lunch around there on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
It's not going to be like that, I don't think.
No.
On the other hand, he might be sharing time with his wife and Lady Brady.
Lady Brady, yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, Dame Brady. Because I think if you look at it, for me, to sign that long that 2.5 year contract, there's got to be some caveats that Potter's put in there that obviously Sullivan's agreed to. Otherwise, I don't think you would have signed for us as the as a head coach.
And I bet one of them is, don't you dare sign anybody unless I give you the green light.
Let's hope so. We can only pray to know, but that is the case, because we don't know.
I mean, like we've seen how casually outspoken Graham Potter can be. Now, I would imagine that during these contractual negotiations, he's probably said to Karen Brady, look, Karen, I do not want David Sullivan jumping all over the transfers. I need to have full control. There's no good him giving me somebody I can't work with.
Yeah, agree
If you want me to be successful, Karen, keep him off that. Keep him away from any of the, the negotiations and all of that. Let him sign the check and that'll be it.
Yeah, that's the only dealing with him.
One would hope that that's, a conversation along those lines that had been had, because he knows the history that this club have had of failed transfers. Because they've not been ones that our current coach manager can work with.
No. Let me just catch up with some of the chat, Budgie, and then we'll carry on with that.
Yeah,
I mean, Matt's what he said, I would have gone all out for Gordon or Barnes if only Sullivan had the guts to put his hand in his pocket. What a statement. Yeah, 2 we missed out on. Good evening, Gary. Hello, everyone. Upton Park on the lights was so intimidating. Fantastic atmosphere. Broke me out to leave London Stadium is yet to reach those heights. True, we all know.
I do agree with that, Gary. But there have been certain nights at the London Stadium that you would honestly, if you could relive them time and time and time and time again, you would.
Yeah, the
Trust
Europa
me.
Conference was one of them, wasn't it? That's for sure.
Mate, yeah. And, that game against Sevilla in the Europa League,
Oh, mate, yeah.
that was something else. Actually, I wasn't in the stadium that night. I couldn't get there. But I remember everybody telling me, Happy Amaret and her dad and everybody, that all the Carpenters lot, they were all telling me, oh, you should have been there. It was like, it was like standing in a sea with electric eels kind of atmosphere,
Yeah, it's brilliant. With the old hairs in the back of your neck go.
Yeah.
Was one of those
Yeah.
nights.
I mean, the Leon night was exactly like that for me.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I was there for a couple of the games. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Colin saying, Tony and Budge, well, gentlemen, Rice said he left us because he wanted to win trophies. Well, he made a big mistake going to the Arsenics. If we won't win fuck all, and this is true. We know that.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a team called the Quick Boys. Yeah, old man saying, I truly hope Ferguson stays fit as their attacking will have loads of different options. I think if you look at it, I think maybe under Potter, he knows that, because obviously it was him that introduced Ferguson. He'll get the best out of him.
Yeah. And, like I said last night on Old School, I said that one would think that Potter is shrewd enough or savvy enough to say to Evan Ferguson, look, mate, you show me what you can do in this 5 months that you're here, and I'll make sure that I put the right bid in for you to come to me permanently in the summer. Because at the moment there is no option, there is no obligation.
That's true. Yeah.
But there is no knockback. They haven't said you can't bid for him.
Yeah.
So,
true.
At the moment, I would value him at about 20 million because he hasn't been playing. But, by the end of the season, he might be a £40 million striker.
I was going to say, because you know what Brighton are like, mate. Their model, they're whacking the price up. Happy sitting.
2 years ago, they said he was £100 million.
Bloody hell. That just says it all.
At
Happy
20.
saying we're going to look like a different beast by the time Brentford come around. Pax, Libido, Bowen all be back. That's saying there. Oh, and Ferguson as well, she's saying.
Yeah.
ASM Valencia, Barcelona tonight, 9 p.m. That should be a good game. Good evening, Matt. Big up Daz, big up Tony, Budgie in the chat. Big up to yourself, Matt. Hope it was all good.
Evening, Matt.
And yeah, as you said, I'll keep quiet now. Of course, James Ward Prowse is now back for us as well. I mean, what did you make of that one, Budgie? Obviously, Nottingham Forest and West Ham mutually agreed to basically terminate the contract, the agreement, and he's come back.
Yeah. It was kind of half inevitable halfway through January when he wasn't really getting much game time. Sorry, halfway through December when he weren't getting much game time. And the fixture list just thickened and thickened. And he still weren't getting much game time. He was coming on as a sub. He weren't getting no starts. And I thought to myself, is that not Forest playing carefully so they haven't got to trigger the obligation to buy or option to buy? And then I thought that can be the only logical explanation for it, because James Ward Prowse is not a player that you would bench regularly, week in, week out, knowing what he's got to offer. You just wouldn't do it. We didn't do it. Moyes never did it. And even when Moyes did bench him, he came on every time, but then there were certain games he was on from the start.
Yeah.
Big up, Aaron. And evening. I thought, he'll be coming back, providing the contract for the loan allows it. And I thought, well, someone said to me, no, the contract states it's a season-long loan. And I thought, oh, God damn it, you know. And then I'm hearing that Nottingham Forest have offered him back to us. And I thought, well, that's a good shout. Why don't we get him back? And now that he's walked through the door and he's had his first training session back with the boys and slotted in very nicely, you know, like a hot knife through butter, as it were, it makes sense to bring him back. It makes sense to play him in certain games from the start. Makes sense to bring him on as a sub in others. Makes sense to have him around the training ground. Just makes sense, mate.
Yeah,
You
of
know?
course. I mean, I don't know. I read something that Potter said about the Ward Prowse thing. He was quite surprised that he was, you know, Loppy let him go because he feels like he's an influential player. He's good around the team. He's good with the lads. He's good around with this and the other. So for him, it's a no-brainer. He's welcoming him back with both arms by the looks of it. So we may see, you might see a bit more game time, and especially if you know, if Paqueta's not ready. And as we're seeing some of the comments, we were going to go on about it with some of it.
And also, of course, why wouldn't you want the world's #1 rated free kick taker in your squad? Why would you not want him in your squad? Doesn't make sense to me. Lopetegui, you know, it's little things like that, and all the stuff that we saw on the pitch and on the training ground just goes to show that he was never ready for this job.
No,
never.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I totally agree on that.
He let the wrong players go out. Again, you know.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. You wouldn't do it. I can understand him letting Cornet go out on loan. And I can understand, you know, other players going out on loan, but not.
Well, you know what that tells you. You know what that tells you, Budgie. I think it just shows that Potter has actually done his homework on this team before he joined.
I reckon so.
Because as you said, Ward Prowse welcomes back, Cornet and that. No, you can go out, mate. That's fine. I've got no qualms with that. Away you go.
Yeah.
Happy days. You know, it's like that's one off my books. Don't throw him in that. Dazzy asking the question: is Ferguson our only signing?
He is. I mean, obviously, we've just spoken about bringing Ward Prowse back from a loan early. So I suppose we could count that as a new signing, you know, but he's not. He's already a West Ham player. He always has been since he first walked through the door. So, yeah, Ferguson is our only new member of the squad. Yeah. And he's only temporary. He's only on loan. We're just borrowing him for a few months for the moment. I did have to phone at the police, and I was a bit concerned because apparently this Ezekiel Bambuzi, whatever his name was supposed to be here a couple of weeks ago and no one's seen him. So I've sent the police out, missing person. I'm worried, mate. I'm worried where he is, you know. Well, before I'm going to go on some other comments there. Yeah.
One thing, I mean, Fuzzy mentioned it last night and someone else mentioned it as well to me today. And I don't know how true it is, the relevance behind it. And if it isn't that, it did make me cringe a little bit because there was this rumour, Rasmus Højlund in the summer.
This is the blonde lad from Manchester United, yeah?
Yeah.
Weren't he 70+ million when they bought him?
I think he was something like that, something stupid. Liverpool just scored.
I think he's, you know, from what I can remember, he was rated as being a massive prospect and this and that. And I think he's had about 8 goals for Man United.
Yeah, that's it.
In nearly 2 seasons. So, not for me, mate. No.
Nah, same here. Not for me either.
No.
I think
I'd rather go and get Jesse Lingard back.
Yeah, well, at least you know he'll score goals, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, you know.
Gary's just mentioned it, and I see a few others have said as well. We'll miss some of what I heard out is that for 6 weeks. I mean, obviously, someone's already confirmed it. Still said it on the West Ham Voice, 8 weeks, and I did hear it was going to be 2 months. apparently he's suffered another tear, and that's now set him back for 2 more months.
Poor bugger. Oh, mate, that's naughty. That's naughty.
Yeah, look, I mean, Howard saying, yeah, still reckons 8 weeks with Jimmy. It's a shame because Lee's with this manager and that, he's going to get a bit more game time.
Yeah. I mean, look, it is what it is, but we know what we've got there, and providing while he's out injured and while he's rehabilitating and stuff, providing he keeps his focus on the club rather than on his career, I think he'll do well. Do you know what I mean? Because the club are very quick and very good at treating injured players. We've had so much fucking history on it. We're almost like the go-to for advice. Do you know what I mean? On injured players. So we've got a fantastic medical crew, got a fantastic recovery crew, and all that. So this 8 weeks that Stell's quoting is probably what the club have quoted, because usually it's from a source when he quotes a time scale. And that's probably, worst case scenario. We thought that Bowen weren't going to be back until the middle of February.
Oh, yeah, it was good to see him come back and score as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. And he came back and it was like he hadn't missed a heartbeat. You know what I mean? It was like he'd been playing 20 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
It was like it was so fluid for him. And that's one of the reasons why I rate him so highly as a player, is because of his ability to bounce back. I mean, look, let's not forget, during the Conference League final, he had a bit of a setback. Didn't he hit the post or hit the bar or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, so was it? I think that was again, wasn't it? I do believe.
But like, he still went on to win that goal. Yeah, to score that goal and win the game. So I mean, he's like I say, he's no stranger to bouncing back, and he's got the armband and stuff now. So he wants to be back more and more and more because of the job
Howard.
he's got in hand. Good evening, Howard.
No, he's saying, give these two learned gentlemen a jolly good thumbs up, you slags.
Yeah.
Steve's saying we also got a young lad from Hibs, Landers. Did we actually get it over the line, or was it something they?
I don't know.
Or did we turn that one? Did they turn us down for that?
I don't know. Yeah, but he was about 17, wasn't he?
Yeah, something like he's young anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he was first team.
Aaron's saying, hopefully, when they go out for Ezekiel, Ben, and Zuzi, they'll also look for Odegaard at the same time. He went missing, apparently.
He goes missing a lot. And then all of a sudden he'll pop up with a wonder goal and everybody love him again.
Now, I'm glad Happy brought this up, because we'll talk about the game. We need to get more out of Kudos to enable us to sell and reinvest in the summer. Now, the game itself on Monday, the one thing that was frustrating was Kudos, where he held the ball way too long. He should have been, could have given go, should have released the ball earlier, played it in the greedy. Oh, mate, more than one occasion. It was really frustrating to watch it.
Oh, Liverpool are one up, by the way, everybody.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, Gakpo.
Yeah. Go on. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was opportunities where he could have played players in, but decided to hold it a bit longer, or play the ball too late, and by that stage they've already kind of got reinforcements back, and it really kind of hampered their play.
Yes.
So it was annoying, and he's a better player than that.
He is, and I think, in fairness to him, he's the sort of player that goes, look, this game ain't going anywhere. I'm going to take it by the scruff of the neck and I'm going to ring it. Do you know what I mean? And that's what he tries to do every minute of the game. If the ball's not going through him or putting him through on goals, he wants to try and make something happen. And I kind of like that in him, although it's frustrating that at this moment in time, nothing's happening with him. He's getting caught out a lot. If he was to pass a little more, get his little give and goes and all that sort of thing going on, then these other players wouldn't be catching up with him so quick.
Yeah, I agree on that.
At the moment, I'm not even a player. At the moment, when he picks the ball up, I go, he's going for that gap there.
Yeah.
Or he's going to run down that line now. You know roughly what he's going to do.
Quite
and I think
predictable.
other people are predicting it. And, this is why he's getting frustrated, plays, as it were.
Happy saying any player can look shit in a side that doesn't play to their strengths. Very true. Agree on that. But Matt's also said, well, I'll go with Gary's one first because he said he still think we should have signed a keeper in the window. Fab's too old. Ariella makes too many mistakes. Just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because obviously we know we've got Fodringham, but what he's there for, I don't know, because again, we had 2 goalkeepers on the bench on Monday.
Yeah, I think Fodringham's being brought into the first team scenario a little bit because Fabianski will probably leave. His contract ends in the summer, and so they will probably let him go in the summer. So maybe Potter is bringing Fodringham into the first team setup to see if he's good enough to be the number 2.
I'd like Fabianski to become our goalkeeping coach if that's the case. If he's going to, if his contract ends, get rid of the other bloke who's there at the moment because he obviously didn't do much.
He's been there a million years as well.
Yeah, exactly. Get shot of him. Yeah. Get Fabianski.
But the thing is, you've also got to remember that Graham Potter's right-hand man was a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but Bruno. At least he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. That's the difference. I don't know about the one we've got currently. Matt's also saying, why are we buying other teams' rubbish? Well, hopefully the Hoyland thing is just a load of old blarney, Matt, and we don't go down that route. We don't, because that would be absolutely shocking if we go with that.
Look, Graham Potter is not the sort of guy that will go for him just because he's the name at Manchester United.
Colin's saying, gents, I'm hearing from my friends at the club saying Mateta in the summer. Oh man, if that is
now that would be an interesting proposition. That would be a very interesting proposition. Trouble is, will the club pay 70+ million?
Well, we are talking Sullivan, aren't we? And I think there will be other clubs which will have the funds that will go for him as well. Guarantee he's going to be moving on.
Yeah, and it will probably bump up his price a bit as well. But I reckon 70+ million at the moment. Palace will ask for.
Matt said, I'd rather buy the shit Andy Carroll Nunes than Oiland. Nunes will do a job. I'll give it that, though. I mean, there was another thing as well, Budge. I don't know if you saw it. Apparently, the other rumour is that we're getting Andre Gomez in the summer as well. Apparently, a agreement in principle, they say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like there was an agreement in principle with that guy. I can't remember his name now. He said goodbye to his club and everything. I'm going to London to play for West Ham United and all this, that, and the other. And then behind his back, we signed Paqueta for 50 million. And then he had to go back to his club like nothing had ever happened and sort of say, oh, sorry, mate, that was a mistake. Come on. An agreement in principle, it means fuck all when it comes to David Sullivan.
True. Very true, mate. Very true. Happy Emirates saying, love the Dubai Medical Centre. If being there speeds up recoveries and keeps the players morale up, ready for their return, then I'm all for it. And true, because obviously Fulkrug's over there at the moment and apparently ahead of schedule with his recovery rate.
Right. Okay.
And I think it won't be long until Antonio makes his way over there, and he'll start his training.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've got to let the bones heal first before he
Yeah,
starts any
yeah.
recovery.
But it's a good sign, though, isn't it? I mean, it's a
Oh
good
gosh,
sign.
yeah. And like he was at the training ground yesterday, I think it was, or the day before yesterday. He was at the training ground, just saying hello to the boys and exchanging pleasantries, etc. I'm fairly sure that's what I saw on Instagram.
Nice. Just let you know, but the new Spurs player, old William Tell, if you want to call him that, he's going to make his debut now for Spurs.
All right, okay. Well, I'm only on 41 minutes, 43 minutes at the moment.
So I don't think it's that far in front of you. Old man saying, ask yourself if you would swap any manure player for ours. And I agree on this one. Happy saying I'll swap Slabhead for Mavraponi. He'll do a job.
Oh, yeah, but you can land. Yeah, but you can land a jump jet on his head.
True. Howard said he'll swap a cheese sandwich for Mavraponi and all.
You know what? I think that having Ollie Scholes in over Mavropanos would be a better option right this moment.
Absolutely agree on that. Do agree on that because it's good to see. I want to see Casey get a chance as well.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to see him get a chance. Big up to Chris from Meta Football TV. Hope you were, mate. Spurs and Barcelona are playing. What are you doing talking about Potter? Big up Tony and all. You know that, Chris. It's all about our club today. Hope you're well, mate. And Spurs are being Spurs at the moment. The young keeper looks good. He's, Kinksky. He looks pretty good for them. We'll see what this Wells is like.
See him coming on now. Here he comes. Look, William Tell.
Yeah, William.
see if he can shoot an apple off someone's head.
Yeah. Could you shoot him, mate? We'll soon find out. Mainly for legs in midfield. That's it, really. Yeah, true. Old man, he's a good player, man. Mind you saying that. What's the other one? The names of the tip of my tongue. The other lad that's coming on scoring goals for fun. Ahmad.
Ahmad. Yeah.
Steve saying, I think Kudus' head is elsewhere. Possibly he is. I mean, hopefully, he seems to be enjoying himself a bit more now under Potter.
Yeah.
But I think we need to see a bit more. Howard's also saying we will get more from Kudus, always marked out of the game. When we offer more, he will get more space and opportunities. Everybody now, I am forever blowing bubbles. Happy Emirates saying Kudus is a great player. I don't get why he's performing as he is. Been like it all season. If it's because he wants out, then he needs to find some form. So it's worth us selling him for a decent profit. And I agree on that. I mean, look, the one thing is we know he's got that sell on contract. It's got to be 85 million. That's the benchmark. And then over from there. So we'll see.
I mean, I'd happily take 85 million for him right now. The way he's playing.
Yeah. Agree on that.
I believe that he is £100 million player when he's on form.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, like Paqueta, 80 million for him, right? If you get him and he's happy and he's in his zone, you've got a £100 million player for 80 million, straight away. I believe we have got £200 million players in our squad right now.
Yeah.
And Jared Bowen ain't far behind on about 70.
Not at all. I think that, it's nice to have them kind of price tags banding around for a change, whereas, where we got caught out. Daz is asking the question, do you think Antonio will play again? He probably will play again, Daz, but I'm not too sure if it's going to be in the claret and blue.
Yeah, it'll probably be for Tooting and Mitchum, if I'm honest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why not? He'll go back to his roots, won't he,
Yeah, Kilman and Libido as our centre-back partnership. Yeah, we'll go to Debo. Got to get him back on fitness as well. What did you think about the referee on Monday, Budge?
Shocking. Politely.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought that he was very biased. And, I know that a lot of people will say, oh, you're looking at it through claret and blue glasses, etc., etc. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But I'll tell you one thing, that referee was biased towards Chelsea.
Absolutely, mate.
VAR were no better. But the referee even went against his linos a couple of times to give play to Chelsea, to allow play to move on or whatever the case may be. But he overruled his referees a couple of times, his assistants a couple of times. I only saw about 60, 65 minutes of the game, to be honest, Tony, because I was in a darts tournament. No,
of course,
in a darts league game.
Yeah, remember you
But
said.
I did watch a lot of it while I wasn't throwing,
Well, did
and
you
I was
catch
quite happy.
I mean, yeah, the bit I want to get back onto, and that sort of interruption there, mate, was the bit where he got knocked on the floor by the Chelsea player.
Yeah.
And he allowed the game to play on.
Yeah.
Now, at that point, he's supposed to stop the game.
And then post-game stated play had gone on too long for me to take it back that far.
That's what you got a whistle for. That's what you got a whistle for. Yeah, you blow the whistle and you bring it back.
From what I'm also hearing, Tony, is that a VAR said to him, "You got to come and have a look at this," and he just said, "No, play on." Well, we think you should review that or something of that nature. And he went, "Play on," just carried on play.
Well, the other one was the ball that got lofted over for the VAR decision, and they denied about it, looked at it from different angles, and you could quite clearly see didn't even touch a West Ham player. Clearly come off a Chelsea player, and yet they dilly-dallied with it, and then they still awarded the goal.
Yeah.
It was, and officiating was absolutely shocking.
It was shocking, absolutely, yeah.
And I totally agree with what you're saying there. It was a case of, it was definitely towards Chelsea. We weren't getting nothing out of that game. Definitely weren't getting nothing.
Yeah. Oh, we had to beat Barcelona or Brazil to get anything out of that game.
But I think the one thing we can't take away from it, as you said, we played well. It was good to see us actually kind of competing. We exploited the space that Chelsea gave us in the first half, especially. Palmer was very subdued, not much out of him, and it took Mascherano to actually make changes to kind of even make a dent against us. I did say at the beginning of the watch long I was doing it. Consistency is going to be the key. Can we be consistent enough? And I think if we were really, but if it weren't for the referee and that, it might have been a completely different ball game. But the one thing I will mention, and I said it on the stream, was I did feel taking Emerson and Kufau, and this is my opinion, obviously, taking them two off net, that kind of changed the dynamics at the back. And I do believe if Kufau was on, because I think it was his best game he's had under Potter, that he could literally have cleared that ball rather than it being deflected off of Wan-Bissaka's leg.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion, mate.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, it was ironically unfortunate, if that's a good way of putting it. Ironically unfortunate that the ball came off of Wan-Bissaka, because I thought he was probably in for a shout of best, player on our team.
Yeah, for
the day. Like he has been many weeks for me. He's always up for a shout for player of the match because his effort and his desire and his understanding of the game is incredibly good. And it was unfortunate that he came off of him the way it did. It could quite easily have gone out for a corner or for a throw-in even, or looped over the bar, or in Areola's hands or on someone's head.
Mm.
No. Only at West Ham will it go into the goal. Only at West Ham, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, look, we know obviously everyone was talking about part. We said it earlier when Michael Chelsea was banging up to me and on Insta saying that it's going to be the Palmer show. Palmer's going to be this. Palmer's going to be that. He was quite subdued.
I
And
don't remember him getting involved in anything really.
Not
important.
really. And the one thing I liked about it, even though he scored, he was quite humble in celebration because I think he realised himself that
Yeah.
probably not. We done well, and I'd like to think he thought like that.
Yeah.
But look, we move on.
Speaking of celebrations, have you seen the quickfire question interview with Evan Ferguson at the stadium?
No, I hadn't had a chance to look at that yet.
All right, so they ask him some quickfire questions, and his answers are really good. When they say to him, player past or present that you would love to play alongside, his answer was Zinedine Zidane. Brilliant answer. Brilliant answer for a striker.
Yeah.
So, and then the final, I think it was either the final or it was the last question. He said to him, and what's your signature celebration? And he looked at the camera and he moved towards the camera and he went like that. And I thought, you clever bastard.
Yes, spot on.
Yeah. So, but in fairness, I remember he has done that before. He has done it. The Iron Brew Irving chants all night long.
Yeah, because
what a good game for him, though.
I was going to say that. Yeah, it's good to see him giving his opportunity along last. We've all been crying out for it, and he got himself stuck in, which is great to see as well. Yeah, the Iron Brew Irving chants all night long. Superb.
Yeah,
that's what he needs, isn't it?
Brilliant. Yeah, you can't price Bowen. I think he would be an old school loyal player who will be a hammer his whole career.
True hammer.
Terence, I'd love to believe that. I really would. And in my heart of hearts, that's what I do believe. But my head's telling me there's too much money out there. And money can buy loyalty. That's all I'm saying.
True, but I think he's one of those who will end his career there at the West Ham. I think if you look at it, he knows he's onto a good thing. He knows what the club's like now. Be given the captaincy as well, that in itself has got to be up there with scoring the goal for England.
Oh, of course. And and he's sort of marrying into a proper West Ham family, and so you're probably right. You're probably right. He's probably going to be a hammer for life, I mean, we've got at least 5 years. Was it 5 or 8 years contract he signed?
Yeah.
5, I think it was.
Yeah, I think something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But, so we know that he's committed to us by doing that, And I suspect that's probably one of the bonus points that got him the armband as well.
Yeah.
The fact that he has signed such a long contract. He is,
there you go. Thank you very much, Jay. 8 years.
It was 8 years. Was
8
it?
years,
Thank you, Freedom.
7. Oh, no, they're saying 7. Between 7 and 8 years. We'll go with that then.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
But, to commit to such a long contract shows his commitment to the club, to me.
Yeah.
And, he when he came to us, he was, a very good championship player at best, right? And he took a little time to settle in. We all could see that there was sparks of greatness about him. But now, since he's been given the armband, and I did question that decision, but since he's been given that armband, I think he's grown in stature so much that he does, he does his work on the pitch, and he also does it, with the rest of the squad. So fair play to him,
For me on that one, Buzzy, I think it was the England goal that changed the corner for me with him, because I was like you. I felt he struggled with the captaincy and trying being a player on the field at the same time. But once he got that England goal, for some reason, it seemed to calm him down, and suddenly he grew into it.
Yeah, and also it kind of gave him a boost of confidence that he's not going to get left out of the next squad as well. You know, you can't ignore a man that's come on and scored a goal within a couple of minutes of walking onto the pitch. You know, you can't ignore that kind of thing. So that would have given him a little boost of confidence in that respect. And, you know, and by coming back to his parent club and everybody either physically or metaphorically patting him on the back saying, well done, Jazza. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that would have gone, wow, you know, and like now I can actually sort of like have kind of a little bit more, I don't know, juice about me, you know, a bit more respect about me, you know, and yeah, he's grown. He has grown.
And all good for it.
Yeah.
I agree with old man though on this one. He says he thought Skulls coming on was a tough one. He did struggle, and I agree with that. He did struggle a little bit, but
look, he's a young lad, and you can't expect 100% out of him every time he steps on the field. It's one of them days where he struggled. He struggled because it was a very good Chelsea team, very mobile, etc. Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't blame Potter for putting him in either.
No, not at all. And it's good to see it. You were saying about, I said to Still weeks ago about a Gerd going to Real because they're talking about him moving on. He told me it will never happen. I feel quite insulted, he says.
Well, usual. Real Madrid, I'm not sure they would want again.
No. Yeah. Big up to Views on Sport. Evening, gents. It's the likes. Hope you will. Good to see you in here.
Evening, Views.
And there's Hot Herbert. Look at that. Fuzzy and Anthony all rolled into one.
Lovely.
And without a doubt, one of the most hideous combinations on YouTube, but unfortunately not as hideous as this pair. Subscribe, like, and share. Someone has to. That's
great stuff.
Hey,
whoever it is that's doing that, do you know who it is that does that?
I've got some idea.
Oh, right. Okay. He's kind of like your version of Peach's West Ham clips. You know, always turns up. Everybody was like, who is that? Who is that? You know?
Yeah.
And he's kind of like your version of West Ham clips. It's quite funny.
No, there's some good ones on last night as well, I must admit.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What was the Mama Budgie or something when it once it did? Oh,
Mama Budgie. Yeah. Evening, Michael. Evening, Tony Budgie in the chat. Hope you will.
Evening, Michael.
And yeah. So usual saying he had a treble tonight. Real Sociedad, Barcelona and Doncaster a 2-1 down at half time. Yeah, so he's not doing too well there. And obviously Barcelona Ace has just put up was obviously 3-0 up at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
Good evening to Richard, the better half of the Herberts. Evening, lads. Hope you're both good. We are indeed, Richard. Hope you are as well, mate. Good to see you.
Evening, Richard. Nice to see you, mate.
Michael saying, hoping for a back three of a Gerd, Kilman, and Tadiba next season. Ooh.
God, that would be nice, though, wouldn't it? A Gerd on the left, Kilman in the middle, and Tadiba on the right. Mate, that is quite a good, you know, back three.
Yeah. And
then Wan-Bissaka out on one side, and at the moment Emerson or Scholes on the left.
Old man saying Lobby going has lifted the awful cloud over us. Then Potter coming in, gas really lifted us. Players will want to come, not leave. Agree on that. Yeah, look, something about Peach. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Fondly missed.
Yeah, bless him.
Fondly missed. Yeah, look. Cool. Imagine if he was on with us now, mate. Bloody hell.
We wouldn't get a bloody word in edgeways, would we?
Oh, mate, imagine it. Oh, look, you mentioned it, and Mama Budgie turns up. Someone mentioned
Mum, yeah. Yeah, mate. If Peach was here, we'd be signing ET up front.
Oh, wow. Richard saying, yes, the better half, the younger half, the better looking half. Cheers, Tone. Always a pleasure, Richard. You know that, mate. You know that.
Yeah, mate.
So we're a little bit early ahead of schedule for a change. Let's see, Colin's got a comment in
nice.
here. Gents, but would not trust Sullivan to cash in on Bowen if the money was right, for he does not care what us fans think. But I'm sure Sullivan would know his head would be on the line. I love Bowen, and I think we all do, Matt. And I don't think Sullivan would be that stupid. We know he's bad enough, but I don't think he'll be that bad enough to get rid of him.
To be fair, I don't know how it would go, but if I was Bowen and I wanted to stay at West Ham for my career, I'm the captain of the club, so on and so forth. And then Sullivan goes, "Oh, I've just sold you to Liverpool." Right? This is just a scenario. I'd go, "No, you fucking haven't. I'm going to see a solicitor because I've got a contract with this club, and you're not breaking it." Oh, could that happen? Do you think?
Well, the club could terminate a contract. They've got every power to do that.
Cost them a lot of money, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sullivan's going to look at that and go, "Nah, fuck it."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Soon as that party we struck, nah. Okay, you're staying, mate. You're staying.
That's right. We'll keep the little blonde fella.
E.T. scored a
goal.
Richard saying, just a question to both you Emma lads. Who would you say is your favourite foreigner West Ham have signed? Ooh.
That's very easy for me. Very, very easy. The great Paolo Di Canio.
Total agreement. Agreement.
There are a hell of a lot of runner-ups, but Paolo Di Canio is he's probably, for me, and I know people will say, "Oh, leave it out, Zola, this, that, and the other," but for me, I think Paolo Di Canio was one of the most exciting Italians this league's ever seen. Because you never knew what was coming from him. I mean, at least like with Zola, and don't get me wrong, Zola was incredible, but at least you knew that it was fairly, nothing was like too far left field with Zola. Most of his stuff was fairly sort of contemporary football. With Paolo Di Canio, I mean, the geezer was doing all sorts. If he could have had a trapeze on the pitch, he bloody would have done. Not a trapeze, what do you call it? A trampoline. He would have done, because Paolo Di Canio made things happen incredibly artistically. The goal against what was it? Wimbledon, from the Sinclair cross.
Yeah.
That famous scissor kick goal. What a goal that was. And just stuff like that, mate. Just stuff like that.
Yeah,
running around defenders twice just to show he could.
I think if you look at, it was the fact that he bought into the West Ham way straight off.
Yeah. And to be fair, look, football started out, Richard, as a game for your local men, right? So, West Ham was full of East End boys and that back in the long day, So, players that have come from other cities and towns to come and play at West Ham, you could also put them into that category as well. And, like for me, like players like Alvin Martin, as recently as Aaron Creswell, Craig Dawson, all of these guys have really bought into the West Ham way, and so I mean, it's a club that can do that to players.
True, agree on that. Michael's saying Bowen only leave when Danny allows it. This is true.
Yeah.
And Freedom Sounds are saying, big up to Freedom Sounds as well. Sullivan loves Bowen too. His biggest asset, unfortunately for us. No, it's a good, unfortunately.
Good show.
Howard saying Paolo Di Canio. Usual. Yeah, one of my favourites as well, Thomas Repka.
Repka, what a great man. What a great player.
Michael Bleeds is saying Payet got to come close into that as well. Yeah, definitely. Got to say that.
Of course.
Old man was asking about the ET thing. What's ET short for? Because he's got little legs. Yeah, extra tiny. That's what that's what it stands for. Des is saying Ludo. Howard's going. The most exciting footballer the world has ever seen. Budgie.
Oh no. Gosh, no. No. I mean, I was a good player, but I was never that exciting.
Look at this one though. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my cum face. Even all, as soon as I step in here, what do I hear? Di Canio. Always bloody Di Canio. West Ham's talisman. The poor man's Cantona. Richard's had on there. Paolo was good, but did you know in the change room before every game he shaved his arms, legs, nuts, the lot. And Jimmy Bullard asked, "Why do you do that?" And he replied, "I'll keep my balance. Better on his truth." He keeps his balance. Going all dear me. Yeah. Howard saying though, yeah, the Canio a genius, Cantona a madman. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Old man saying Paolo one chop.
I actually loved Paolo one chop. I thought he was a great player. Diafra Sacco, another player I loved.
Yeah. Samasi Abu, Matt saying.
Yeah.
No, I mean Ludek. Yeah, definitely. He ranks up there, Richard. But
like I said, there's a lot of also rans,
yes,
and a few runners ups. And Ludo's definitely a runner up. Definitely.
Good evening, Ian. If Payet had stayed a couple of more seasons, I believe he could have been a legend too. I think his career would have been declined as quickly as well. Wouldn't have declined as quick as well. Yeah, true. Yeah. I think he, again, another player that came here, turned his fortune around, and thought that where he could go would be better for him. But yeah, it's true. If he did stay, he already kind of moved into kind of legend status with some of the things he did. In my eyes, but
cult hero status, really, for me.
Yeah, definitely. Rich saying best left back.
No doubt about that. JD3, if you prefer. Let's call him that. The Terminator, Julian Dix. Best left back the world's ever seen. I swear to God. No, that's a really heavy statement, but in fairness, for me at West Ham, Julian Dix is he's the man that created that position at West Ham.
Yeah, the old bastard.
He cemented it like one of the best penalty takers ever and all, to be fair.
Michael,
and stayed it.
Cool. He could definitely hit that, that's for sure. Michael Blees is saying that Seb Schemmel, even though he was here a short time, you know this one yourself. You talked to the man.
Well, like you said, I spoke to him a few weeks ago on Old School Hammers, and don't get me wrong, love Seb Schemmel, and I love the fact that he scored against Derby in that game that I think that was a semi-final or something, wasn't it? Or we needed it to stay up or something, and he scored his only ever goal in football. Well, no, sorry, in English football. He scored his only ever goal for us. And love him. Absolutely love the guy. And, he's a real genuine fan.
Liverpool's just been given a penalty.
Oh, dear.
Salah's stepping up to it, and that just interrupt you there, mate. I mean, the keepers took out Nunes.
Oh, dear.
So
I forgot to put it back on. I forgot to put it back on.
You weren't missing much anyway, Buzz, that's for sure. You weren't missing much, but let's see if Salah's just going to step up into this one now.
Oh, it's Mo Salah.
Yeah, he's stepping up.
That's a goal.
Keeper's trying to do his best to put him off. Yeah, top left-hand bins, nice, well taken goal.
Lovely.
Julian Dix, Bristol lad. Yes, indeed, he is a Bristol lad. But obviously, as we know, and he said his mum and Richard's mum used to look after Julian Dix as a baby at Priory Road in the flats.
Yeah,
Good evening, Damien. Hope you will. Emerson is the best left back I've seen at this club. I mean, Emerson, everyone had their doubts, first of all. Ex-Chelsea reject, but yeah, he's put a shift in for us.
Everybody except for Budgie, because Budgie didn't have no doubts when he came. I'm telling you. Well, you got to remember, my brother's a Chelsea fan, and
Of course, mate. Of course.
When I found out that we were getting him, I told my brother, and my brother's like, "Oh, mate, you've got a player there. We just never used him enough. We didn't do this enough. Blah blah blah." And then he comes to us, and now he is the only player in existence that's ever won every European trophy available to a football player.
Brilliant. Potter loves a back three with a box four in midfield. Yeah, it's good what he's doing. We can't knock that at all.
Nah.
I've heard a left back was played at 43 but moved to Australia. I wonder who that could be. Good evening, Mr. Potus. How are we doing? Looks like Spuds are going to get knocked out of the cup with half the arse off. Yeah, that's another one out of the way for him.
Yes.
North London is blue with the
trophyless again.
The tears of both clubs.
Trophyless again.
Yeah. Oh man, another club. North London not doing well. Ian R saying, as well as a Maverick, we love a blood and thunder type player. No better example than Julian Diggs. Totally agree on that.
Completely.
Yeah, look, Julian is it by me growing up in South Bristol was an head case then.
Still an head case now, mate. Still an head case.
Cheers, usual. Easy goal they're saying there for that one there. Damon saying, Michael Blees, loving that Mateta link as well. Two other players I think would be great signings for us. Played with him in the Olympics. Andy Diouf and Bradley Locko.
Okay.
Spuds will be knocked out of the FA Cup next. Yeah, from having 4 on for 4, getting nothing. Angin, he's saying, yes, Arteta in Angin. Must be all the A's.
Yeah, mate.
Richard saying, what's Arsenal and my brother got in common? They can't do no more than a semi. Ange, new lifetime contract. Absolutely, Matt. Yeah, look at that. Michael plays that. Look, North London cobweb cabinets again.
Yeah.
Colin saying, gentlemen, who would you say was the best penalty taker between Terminator and Tonka? Oh, bloody hell, Tonka as well. Both big heroes of mine.
Sure, yeah, Tonka.
Yeah.
That's a bloody hard one, Colin. Why don't you bugger off with these questions? I've got to say, for me, it has to be Terminator because I watched more of his penalties from the stands than I did Tonka's. So,
I mean, I've been a couple of the games when Tonka was taking the penalties, and I must admit, he could eat them.
Oh God, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man. I think he had a bit more power than Dixie, I'd say, in that respects.
Yeah, I mean, people used to say, "Good job there was a net at the end of that," because when Dix hit it, it would have gone down the Barking Road. Mate, honestly, they bulged when he hit it. So yeah, for me, I think it would be Julian Dix, purely because I saw more of his penalties live than I did Tonka's.
Yeah. I mean, Richard's saying the same thing. Like Julian had the ball in with a penny at Amadi, did indeed.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And
you know how he learned to do that? It's obvious how he learned to do that. Down the streets with them lot, kicking a ball against a wall and seeing if he could have it come back to him and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agree on that. But Michael, I agree with Michael's comment here as well, because like I said, I think Ray had a bit more power because, as he said, Ray Stewart, he killed the keepers that got near the ball because, I mean, Dixie could hit a ball. Yeah. But I think Tonka had just a bit more power in him. Just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Ian, I was saying, I think if you were putting your mortgage on it, you'd have to go to Tonka. Dix was so wild, I think he was more likely to miss, but it was brilliant when he belted one in. Yeah, there was a bit of power behind both of them. But I mean, look, two great penalty takers from us. We can't deny that. That's
for sure. And I mean, like, I kind of remember a goalkeeper having to be substituted after getting a hand to one of Dix's penalties. Still went in, but I think the keeper had to be subbed because his hand was foobar after that. After getting his hand to it,
Yeah. No, look,
I'm pretty sure that was Dix.
it seems to be from most of the comments there. It's pretty even, But yeah, look, even usual saying the same thing. Stuart for me, like I said, I think
Yeah.
he's just a bit more power, a bit more clinical, a bit more power.
Yeah.
Because you can hear the crowd as well, Budgie. You can hear when because I think when Dixie was injured or he had moved on to Liverpool at this stage, I think
Mhm.
Tonka got a few games in and he was taking the pens.
Yeah.
And you could hear the crowd just getting rolled up on that alone. Yeah, agree on that, Matt. Noble took a good pen as well. He did indeed.
He did. Much more calculated and precise most of the time.
Look at that. Look, he thinks Ray only missed 2 pens in his whole career.
Wow, that's good. That was good.
Mr. Prowse, I've been loving watching the divide amongst Spuds fans. Arthur Ange out and others at Ange in. It's comical to watch. Must be a North London thing, that's for sure. Because you see the same with Arteta. The Arteta sexuals are still loving him. Oh, there you go. Richard saying that was Anne Seegers. I think Wimbledon after Dix took that pen, substituted.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. I was at that game. It was actually at Wimbledon. And he was substituted. And I don't think they had a goalkeeper on the bench. And I think they had to put a centre back in goal.
Yeah.
Can't remember who that was. I'm pretty sure he was the centre back though.
Ian said, I can't remember who against, but I remember Dix just smashing one in and then just standing there pointing at the keeper. Brilliant.
Yeah. I think that was against Stoke, if I'm honest.
Families do feel united at the moment. Nice to have faith in the gaffer. Totally agree on that, Damien. I think everyone's saying it's what's needed. As we said before, when Potter came in, just getting the identity back into the team, and we are definitely seeing that.
Yeah, and like he's spreading his magic across the squad, sprinkling a bit of love dust into the crowd as well. Because like with all these interviews that he's doing, and you see him in the training videos having one-to-ones with people and stuff like that. Mate, listen, we're loving it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a dog with 2 dicks at the moment. You know what I mean?
Funny you just said that, because I've got to come back to Richard's comment, because Pepsi just said virtually the same thing. There's a joke somewhere in talking about Dick's power. But Richard's got here. AA, the 4th emergency breakdown, Ange and Arteta.
Brilliant.
Mr. Post is saying that's right about Arsenal. They were calling Arteta the Messiah on Monday morning, and now they're all Arteta out. Absolutely, yes. Very much so, yeah. It was like, they'd won the Man City final, and then after that, and that Lewis Skelly, the poor kid, saying that, doing the old Zen's thing, being humble, and then he got ridiculed afterwards.
Oh, my God.
Richard saying it was Gary Elkins a winning goal for Wimbledon, centre half after hands went off.
That's it. There you go. See, I did say I thought it was the centre back.
Yeah.
There you go.
Usually, you are correct. Yes, wasn't Seegers under suspicion for throwing matches? Yes.
Yes, he was. But on that occasion, you could tell it hurt because you could hear the scream in the stadium. Well, it was at Wimbledon, and we were all to one side behind one of the goals, like round a corner, as it were. And there must have been about, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 of us, I suppose. And like it was all quiet as he was running up to take the penalty. I mean, he probably took a run up from fucking Croydon because the speed he got to running up to it, and he hit this ball. The keeper got his hand to it. Anne Seegers got his hand to it, and you heard this boom. Right round the stadium, and everybody was like, because the goal had gone in. But like all the Wimbledon fans were just standing there like, what the hell's going on? The keeper's rolling around on the floor like this, holding his arm. Oh, mate, it was horrible. I can't remember what happened. I think it was, really just like a sprain injury. I don't think anything broke, but mate, like the amount of power that must have been in that. My God, I know it can sting your hands when you save a ball.
Definitely.
Even with gloves on, it can sting your hands. But
I don't know if you remember. Have you seen him a couple of times when you've been on the shows? Rob Carpenter, my old keeper.
Yeah.
Well, he used to take the pens, and he actually told the keeper, "Right, it's going to go the left-hand side." He actually told him where he's going to put the ball, and basically, and they'll go the other way. He goes, "Fucking told you, I'm going to do it there." Then he had to retake it. He has one. He had to retake, and he said, "I'm putting it back over there again," and he still scored. He took some wicked. He took some wicked penalties. He really did.
Brilliant.
Mark was saying, nice to see the players wanting to win again with smiles on their faces. I think that's the key thing, isn't it? I mean, this is the one thing we wanted. We want to see the identity back. We knew Lopetegui had literally kind of diluted it over the games he was in charge. Players didn't want to play. I mean,
look, just them walking out onto the training ground. Here's the difference. Under Lopetegui, the players were walking out, looking at the cameraman, lifting the corner of their mouths, saying, "Morning," and carrying on walking. Now you see them walking out and they're going, "Morning, you're right." It's almost like, fucking hell, where have these players been all this time,
Yeah.
And it is nice to see. And, they're having a giggle on the training ground and that. Yeah, they're serious when they're doing their cardio work in the gym and stuff like that. But they're still talking to each other, having a bit of a chuckle, and it's nice to see. It's just really nice to see.
Totally agree on that. I mean, that's what you want at the end of the day, don't you? And it puts smiles back in our faces because we feel engaged with him. Great comment from Matt here, though. Look, Matt Letizia, officially the best penalty taker, only missed one. Incredible record, really. He took some wicked ones there. I am Stato. Got my dressing gown on as well. He's saying he's been Stato at the moment. Stato Herbert. I've been up against it all. Player-wise, a lot of key players missing, but everyone seems to be giving it all. I totally agree on that, Damien. You can see even the youngsters coming on. They're playing for the shirt. Nice. Yeah. He was a character. Damien saying, I hope Todibo can come back and turn a corner mentally. Feels like he may be suffering from some PTSD after the Lopetegui era. I think there's a few of them like that.
Yeah, Potter's the sort of guy though that he'll put his arm around their shoulder and he'll show them what it's really all about. You know what I mean?
Dad's saying, smash the like, guys. Thanks very much, Dad. Appreciate
that.
Michael, I think the whole fan base is PTSD under Loppy Damien. Yeah, we all did at that point.
Probably right there, Michael. Yeah, mate.
Richard saying, nice to see Mark Hughes back in football. Got a job in his hands. Carlisle, rock bottom League 2. Maybe you can get Danny Ings on loan.
Do you know what? That ain't too far fetched, mate. Because if he won't move to certain places, we could do that. Loan him out to a League 2 unit.
Imagine that.
Imagine having him there.
Oh, dear. Right, people.
That'd be like putting Andy Carroll at Crawley Town, that would.
It's that time of the show where we talk about former players of West Ham, and this particular one, and you can see Budgie's got him there in the thing. The one and only Marlon Airwood. Sit back and enjoy.
Marlon Airpiece, eh? I love him. I love him. Right, listen, I'm going to start this off, right, because Marlon Harewood is one of the most underrated strikers that West Ham's had for a long, long time, in my opinion. I think as much as Colton Cole has done for the striker position and the love that's sort of shown towards the players that take that position, I think as much as Colton Cole's done, Marlon Harewood did also equally as much. Okay, his longevity at the club wasn't as big as Colton's, and we got him back twice after we let him go. But Marlon Harewood, for me, he was big, he was tough, nobody wanted to tackle him. He was skillful beyond his, he was everything I wanted Mikel Antonio to be. Look, don't get me wrong, I love Mikel Antonio and I love the way he plays football, but if he had the feet of Marlon Harewood, then, and it's not too far-fetched to say that that Marlon Harewood, when he was playing, had feet like Luka Modric. He was so good with them. And he could pick out a pass. Yeah, of course he could. But when he had the ball at his feet and he was running through players, he was very skillful. Very, very skillful.
Yeah. I mean, I was just looking at his... I didn't realise that obviously he started off at Nottingham Forest.
Yes, he did.
And got an impressive 51 goals for them in 181 appearances and that. And then, of course, it showed you was loaned out a couple of times to Hacker and Ipswich Town. Then, of course, he came to us. And then from there, leaving us, he went on to Aston Villa.
Villa, yes, he did.
Then from there, he went out and loaned again to Wolverhampton and Newcastle.
Right.
And then from there, went to Blackpool, loaned out again to Barnsley. Then went to Guangzhou RNF, back to Forest. Then Barnsley, played for the mighty and Richard will love this one, Bristol City. Then went on to Hartlepool and ended his season, one season with none other, Nuneaton Town.
Right. So, yes, he was a bit of a journeyman then. That's what you would call him. Yeah. And, and he did a job for every club he played for, right, in my opinion. But when he was at West Ham, as I say, I believe he was underrated. He's underspoken about. The man's still a West Ham ambassador. He's a very successful businessman, and yet he'll still find time to talk to us lot.
Yeah.
And the thing I love about Marlon Harewood is that for all of that bulk and serious look about him, one of the funniest fuckers I've ever had the chance to speak to. I spoke to him one time about 10 years ago. I just happened to be in Forest Gate at the time, visiting family. And I don't know why he was in Forest Gate, but he was. And I spoke to him and I said, I used to love watching you when you played for West Ham. And he went, oh, did you? I said, yeah. And then he said something. And then he made everything sound funny. He just made everything sound funny. And he was, he called me a stalker. Because I said something. I said to him, I remember that game when you played against Aston Villa and, you were having a wrestle with the guy down the wing and you ended up breaking into the box and whacking it through the player's legs and under the keeper. And he goes to me, fucking hell, are you stalking me? And I went, no, but I just remember that goal so vividly. Because I was so keen on your style of play. And he was like, oh, thanks, mate. And that was it. He went off, I went off. But yeah, I just loved, and he was strong as a bloody ox.
Cool, yeah.
Like these days, people say, oh, a lot of defenders don't like playing against Antonio because he's quite bullyish. He's quite a bully on and off the ball. If you're marking him, you're going to get bullied and muscled about. And Marlon Harewood was exactly that as well, And like we said, we do love the blood and guts players.
We do indeed, mate. We do indeed. Let's see some of the comments about him. Ian R saying, Christ, we signed him 22 years ago. Some things make you feel old, he's saying.
I know.
Richard saying, Harewood was a good song player, good target man, got a few goals, reminded me of Emil Heskey in that respect. Brought other players into, very underrated he was. Totally agree on that. Usual saying, he was a proper unit.
He was, still is quite, he keeps himself quite trim still, for a man in his 40s.
Daz is saying Harewood was a good player. Yeah, totally agree on that. Ian saying he scored one of the two West Ham goals to really get me jumping off my feet the most. That semi-final goal, brilliant. Bowen in Prague's being the other. Nice. Richard saying, he was at Bristol City. Michael Blees saying, Harewood was a journeyman after he left us. Yeah, just looking at that there, he definitely is.
Yeah.
Damien's going, does anyone remember Rio Coca pants singing him when he received his Hammer of the Year awards?
No, I don't remember that. See, now that's another guy that was voted Hammer of the Year, and yet he's rarely spoken about when you talk about Hammer of the Year recipients. We talk about the bigger names, and Harewood received that accolade too.
Yeah. Michael Bleed saying, shame he was injured into that cup final. He would have buried that goal otherwise. Yeah. I mean, but it's good though. He was the club's top Premier League goal scorer with 14 goals in the 2005-2006 season.
Right.
But they're saying, following a torrid run of results for West Ham, including defeat the League One side Chesterfield, Harewood scored a dramatic last winner against a top hopefuls Arsenal in November 2006. Subsequently resulted in a highly emotional confrontation between the two managers. I remember that one, Pardew and Arteta, because I never forget Arteta holding his arm out, hoping to be held by the coaching staff, and no one grabbed his arm at all. And he looked around and there's Pardew.
Don't you mean Arsene Wenger?
No, it was. I do believe it was actually Arteta then.
Was
it? Was it? No, sorry, tell a lie. Yes, it was Wenger. Yeah, they were looking out for it.
I remember that tussle between them two, definitely. Yeah, that was funny.
But they said he in May 2007, he confirmed that he'll be leaving West Ham in the summer after he fell out of favour at the club, and in July it was confirmed that Harewood was in talks to join Aston Villa. So, one of those.
And Rio Coca went there also. See, once a claret and blue, always a claret.
Always a claret and blue. That's it. Pulled his shorts down. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mike was devastating. He was nearly lame, to be fair. It was a bad old injury. Damien saying, remember seeing as a kid, and even then I thought to myself, not sure a captain should be doing that. Richard saying he was at Bristol City on loan, took him down the side of the boat. He had a pint of country western rough. He ended up looking like Michael Jackson in Thriller after. Jesus Christ.
Excuse me for 1 minute, Tone. I'm just going to pop out of the room for 2 seconds.
No worries, mate. I'm just going to talk about his stint at Bristol City.
Okay, mate. Yeah, I'll be back. 1 second.
No worries, mate. July 20th of July 2013, Harewood featured as a trialist for Bristol City in a pre-season friendly against Forest Green Rovers at the New Lawn. And he featured again on the 29th of July against Western-super-Mare. Cool. Scored a first half brace and a 3-1 win. And in August 2013, Bristol City announced they had signed him as a free transfer until the end of the 2013-14 season. He scored his first and only goal for the club in a 2-1 defeat to Brentford on the 22nd of October 2013. And did he actually hit? So, Harewood was born and raised in Hampstead to his parents that emigrated from Barbados. Harewood rejected a call up to Barbados for the two-legged 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Dominica, deciding to concentrate on his club football with Aston Villa. So he joined his coaching career, he attained his coaching badges and he took up a role as academy coach at Nottingham Forest.
Right.
But in
Okay.
November 21, Howard declared his desire to enter management whilst at the same time expressing concerns over player power in the dressing room. So his business is designing and customizing cars, believe it or not.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Mm.
I follow him on Instagram, and he releases some videos of some of the cars that he's sold or that he's just got in, and this and that. And yeah, what he does is, like, for example, he gets a Lamborghini in, and then he'll put like a real stylish body kit on it,
Nice.
and increase the value by about 30 grand. You know.
Wow. Liverpool gone 3-0 up now, as the boys are telling us. Liverpool 3. I'm going to come back to one of Colin's comments, but he's putting here, Harewood was a great player, scored some important goals, loved him. It was Wenger and Pardew. Yes, apologies, it was Wenger.
Yeah.
It's just that Arteta's done exactly the same thing. That's the reason why it kind of stuck into my head. But the difference being with Wenger, at least he squared up to Pardew, whereas I say Arteta, never forget it. I'm trying to remember what the game was, but you see him square. Oh, no, it's to Klopp. That's right, to Klopp. Squared up to Klopp, and Klopp obviously towered over Arteta, and Arteta had his arm out, and he's looking over. You know, he thought he's being held back, and he looks over his shoulder, and the coaches are nowhere near him. No one near him. All right, got to stay souffles out. Oh man, yeah. Richard saying he was a trial list. I think he went, and we kept him. He kept J. Emmanuel Thomas instead. Tone. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Evening, Troj.
Evening, Troj.
Was I know him. Yeah, brilliant. Yes. Let me just go back to Collins. He was saying about the penalty takers. Just going back on there. He says another good penalty taker at the time. Played for England, Liverpool. Do you know who?
Played for Liverpool in England. Cool, blimey. Liverpool and England.
Fowler.
Gerrard. Yeah, Fowler.
Yeah.
Michael Owen.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, I mean, Michael Blaise saying Stevie G there as well.
Yeah.
Son just hit the bar. That's a shame. Michael Blaise saying Arteta would have been a young lad when he played. Yes, my apologies. Yeah, and like I said, it's only because he's done exactly the same thing. But yeah, trying to square up against Klopp, I don't think was the greatest idea. Yeah. We are talking about Arteta.
Look, as we've spoken about Son, well, I created a meme about him. Hang on, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you it. There. Cancel that then. So let's go share screen, and then we go here. Entire screen. Oh, hold up.
There you go, Collins. It was Phil Neal. Thank you, Colin.
Phil Neal.
Right, it's now 4-0 to Liverpool. Mr. Van Dijk, by the looks of it.
Oh, is it? Hang on a minute. Why is that not coming up?
Emmanuel Thomas in prison. 600 grand drug smuggle or something like that. Wow. Emmanuel Thomas, remember him?
Yeah, I do.
See, Richard, silly boy. 4, they're all laughing. Evening Hammer time. Good to see you in here as well. Thanks for coming in.
Right.
4 now. Howard saying you should have mentioned you wanted a pre-decimalisation place. For a footballer to want to be gangster. Yeah. Nice goal from Van Dijk. Nice little header. Just who they are, mate. Yep. Get out. 4 fucking nil. Right, let me put it up there for you, bud.
Oh, hang on, there you go.
The best takeaway in London. Bad dog zone. Oh, dear me.
Naughty, isn't it?
It is naughty, but yeah. Oh, dear me.
I was just having a laugh one day, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to. There we go. Yeah.
That video from this morning, though, that's the one. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was.
I can show that if you want.
People in work was kind of wondering what the hell.
Oh, were they?
Creepers, so because I was laughing me off at this stage. They're looking around at me, wondering what I was doing. I said, "Oh no, it's just saying on the phone."
Oh, right.
So, people in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's ask for your opinion. Who would you like to see as a Green Street elite for next week?
Great shout, Tone.
Yeah.
Great shout.
I was saying, too much time in your hands, Budgie.
Yeah, mate. I am.
Mike was saying, must be tired. Spurs playing 2 games in 2 days. Yesterday in red today and in white. So Spurs. Yeah. Great comment. Troy's saying, getting sacked in the morning, you're getting sacked in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So yeah, people in the chat, give us some ideas for Green Street Elite.
Yeah.
Let's see your comments in there.
Somebody you want to see us talk about, or somebody you want to talk about, even. You know. And if you've got any personal experiences with them people, I'm sure Tony won't mind sharing the link with you, and you can come on and talk about that experience during this section.
Absolutely, yeah. Kidding about Snodders. Yeah. I'll tell you how about Snodders? Yeah, Snodgrass. There's that
Good
one.
shout. Well, he's got the first vote. So there we go.
That's the first one. No one told Song that hot dog over here doesn't mean the same thing as South Korea. Michael Bleed saying David Physio Cross. Next, please, Budgie.
Psycho. He means by psycho. Okay. Yeah.
Pepsi saying points.
Yeah, Pepsi, stick that in your ear roll. Although I don't hate him like a lot of West Ham fans do. Harry Redknapp as a player and a manager.
Not a bad one. Howard saying the Ginger Pele.
Ginger Pele's another good one.
Terence son got a Labrador for Christmas, finished it on Boxing Day. Oh fucking hell. Ian R saying Stuart Slater. Yeah,
good one. Yeah.
And Richard said Green Street Elite, not a West Ham fan, but he liked Ian Bishop. So we've got a few choices here at the moment.
I like all of that, and we haven't had a double up yet. So yeah, keep them coming, people. Keep them coming. Yes. So Pepsi, we're not going to take your one seriously. So guess another one, and if it's one of the other ones that's already been said, fine. That means that they'll be in the race lead.
Padden, yeah. Alvin Martin, Pop Robertson. Oh, some good choices there.
Great choices.
Terence, we've already done Alan Devonshire. That was the very first one.
That was about 4 weeks ago.
Troy's saying Stuart Slater versus Everton was a cracking game under the lights.
Yeah. Actually, it was more like 8 weeks ago. 7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You're saying Ian Bishop was a favourite of mine. Yeah, I loved Ian Bishop.
Yeah.
Ian R saying someone mentioned him last week. Tim Breaker. I thought he was a great shout.
Yeah,
that's another good one as well.
Yeah.
Howard saying I'll take Bish as well. So that's kind of
that's kind of swung it in Bish's favour.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I'm happy with that, mate. Next week, Ian Bishop. Yeah. So we'll do a little 20-minute slot on him.
Great shout from Michael, please though. If you do a double, Bish Bosh and Morley, some stories there. Yes, indeed.
So we'll concentrate on Bish next week. And we will obviously hear and talk about stories between him and Trevor Morley. So, but we can also put Morley on the list for another week.
Absolutely. Yeah, look.
So, yeah,
Pepsi saying Joe Cole, great shout as
Joe,
well. Colin
really
saying
good shout.
David Cross.
Yeah,
So that's another one to put on the list. Ian, I saying Trosh Slater that night was one of my all-time favourite amateur performances. He was electric. Yeah, he was.
Absolutely.
He was
and humble about it too. When I met him outside the stadium after we beat Chelsea 3-1, I think it was, a couple of seasons back under Moyes. I was chatting to him and McAvenny, and I mentioned that game to Slater, and he just sort of,
yeah. It's a wonder.
That was it.
I say with him, it's a wonder he never bit his bloody tongue off.
Yeah, no, but like when you praise him directly, he kind of.
That's nice, though, isn't it?
He's humbled by it, you know. He's not embarrassed by it. He's humbled by it. And he went, yeah, it was good, wasn't it? And then I said to McAvenny, I said, well, and as for you, I said, you gave me an hold on more times than my missus did. And he went, I don't know what to say about
that.
Brilliant.
Oh, Freedom Sounds. You're definitely put me under the cosh here, innit? Anton Otolakowski. There you go. Hopefully I've not mullered that too much.
Yeah. Freedom, he's on the list. Way down, but he's on the list.
Yeah. Trosh, it was electric sticks in the mind, definitely there. Trevor Morley, Dad's is saying as well, yeah. I like George Paris, we've done him as well. We've
done him, Trodge, yeah.
So remember him now, but worth mentioning him twice. Great player, absolutely. And still manager of Maidenhead. Yeah,
wasn't George Paris your choice, Tone?
It was indeed, yes.
There you
go. Kieran's one, Jeff Pike. Met Jeff Pike shopping one night, Mark was saying.
Nice.
And Pepsi's also mentioning Ian Wright when he played for us as well.
Yeah, that was actually quite a fun time. You know, for me, it was like one of those short spells that you just go, yeah. You know, like when Lingard was with us, when Zola was our manager, when what's his name, Victor Moses was with us on loan. You know, those are the little short moments that really stick in my mind. Those are the ones that I really enjoyed because there was a little bit special, something a little bit special about it. Now, Victor Moses was bloody electric when he came.
Yeah, I mean, blimey, that was another journeyman as well, wasn't it? Victor Moses, bloody hell.
I'd love to have signed him on a permanent, you know. His football at West Ham was really good. And, you know, another loanee that we could have, should have, and would have kept under different circumstances, you know.
Totally agree on that. Richard saying, what about about all of West Ham favourite keepers, Bernard Lambert, French keeper? Remember him, lads, from PSG, I think.
It's Bernard Lama, Lama. Yeah, actually, Craig Forrest is another one I could throw into the thing, and I could get him in here talking with us about his career.
Yeah,
so he's definitely on the list.
Mark was saying in the 80s, players were just normal people. Now they don't mix with public. Very true, mate. Very true.
Yeah. But Bernard Lama, he is a good shout. And because, you know, as I said, Craig Forrest is a good friend of his. And, you know, and he tells me how good he was, you know. So maybe he is a good shout, you know.
This one. Ian's got one of mine that I've got in the pipeline as well. A couple of others, Mike Small. That's one I'd like you to do at some point as well, Mike Small.
Well, listen, it's your choice next after this one. So we can go with Mike Small.
Well, you're going to do, obviously, you've got Morley and obviously the Bishop, Bishop and Morley, shall we say, and then you say we can do Mike Small.
Well, we could actually do a bit of a special there. Actually, we could do a Bishop Morley double, and we could also do a McAvenny Cotty double, couldn't we?
Oh yeah, could do as well. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Small, I saw him at Trad Relief for that. At me, we thought, Harewood was a unit. Nothing compared to him.
Yeah, there was nothing small about the man.
That's for sure. Bloody hell. Yeah, he was a unit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yossi Benayoun would be good. Yeah, that's another nice one. Guy Demel was quality in his brief
Yeah.
time with us. Yeah.
But he had those two on the. You had those two on the same comment. Yeah, Mike Small and Yossi Benayoun, wasn't it?
Mm.
Imagine them two on opposite ends of a seesaw.
Yeah, but the thing though, Jimmy, no doubt you've read the book of Mice and Men.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could say that Yossi Benayoun would have been George and Lenny was definitely Mike Small. But if on that
Yeah.
seesaw, Lenny would be still looking around and thinking to himself, Yossi, where are you, Yossi? Yossi, fucking he's all over there somewhere. Bird Alarm was like a Shaka look-alike. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Terence saying, Frank McAvenny, shit spelling. Share a line with him, though. Yeah, I wish we had Guy Demel when he was younger. That would have been a good shout as well. Pepsi saying, your favourite all-time home and away kit special. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a good shout.
Oh,
as well.
yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great, actually, because we can have graphics to go with that and everything, can't we? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Obviously, we're going to have to be careful with copyright and everything, but
of course, but yeah, we can go. Show so much, fade it out, whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Forgot about me saying there. Trozier was good. Danny Williamson, thank you for it. That's a good one as well.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, we had problems at right back for years around
there is one more name I'm going to throw into the hat that I really want to do, and I would like to maybe get a guest on for that one as well.
Yeah,
being his sister, if I can arrange it. But Dylan Tombidis.
You just took it out of my head, mate. I was just typing his name in there now.
Was you?
Yeah, that would be a great shout.
And maybe we can get Tracy on, because
that'd be nice.
She loves to talk about him.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. So I'll put me feelers out. I will go through young Jake from West Ham Unofficial.
Okay, mate.
Jake Fox. I'll go through him and ask him if he can have a word with Tracy for me and see if she'll come on and do a 15-minute, 20-minute stretch on the. Because she doesn't mind talking on screen and that. She's quite used to it now.
Oh, that's good. No, that'd be nice, mate.
And she's in sunny Australia as well. So.
Oh, is she? That'd be very fit.
So maybe we would have to do that at around about sort of 10 o'clock in the evening, which would be 8 o'clock. Which would be 8 o'clock in the morning for her.
Yeah.
Or ish. So we'd have to try and work it and arrange it. But I mean, look, it's almost 10 o'clock now, so it wouldn't hurt to do a section on Dylan at this time, at this stage of the show. Maybe even start half an hour later on that particular day.
No problem.
But we can try and arrange something, definitely, or extend the show, mate. I'm sure these lovely people in the chat don't mind, talking crap while we're in here.
Not at all, mate. That'd be good. I look forward to doing that one, but I think that'd be a great shout.
Yeah.
Glenn Johnson took the Premier League like fish to water. I remember him. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
Scott Minto, Scotty Parker. Yeah, ball of energy.
And obviously, Dylan would be a great choice for it because, again, that section, we dedicate that section of the show to people fighting cancer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So he would be a perfect subject, as was Ludek a couple of weeks back.
Definitely. Yeah. Ian likes the idea about the kits as well. I think that's a great shout from Pepsi.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
And we could do a two-parter in that. We could do kits we've loved, home and away, and the kits we've hated, home and away. We could do a two-parter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because there are plenty of kits I've hated.
George saying Glenn Johnson, 16 total appearances for us of the pop sub. Gutted when we lost him. Yeah, I mean, I never forget that because I always joke about it. But when we got relegated that time, and then it was in the newspapers that, there he is on the back page. We've got to stick together, get ourselves back up at that. Then he got a tap on the shoulder. Glenn, yeah.
Chelsea are looking at you.
Chelsea want you. He was on that taxi before you knew it.
You know he was.
He was
You
gone.
know he was.
Which is saying 94 after the World Cup, strikers Abu looked like Wycliffe Shaw for the Fugees. Wow. Alan Taylor, 2 great goals against Fulham was there. FA Cup as well. Well done, Collins, and have a good one. There you go. Michael Please said, no copyright if it's over 20 years ago, unless it was renewed. Thank you for that.
Okay.
For letting us
Yeah,
know.
well, we adjust any images that we use, any footage that we use,
Yeah.
so that it's not like the original, so it can't be you. It sort of it clouds the copyright laws, basically.
Mm.
So
Matt saying Dylan Tombides, great shout, Tony. That I think me and Budgie was on the same line at that point, thinking the same player. Damien is saying, let's do a Freddie Lundberg hate along. My least favourite West Ham player ever. Absolutely cop out. Came to us for a final paycheck. I totally agree on that as well. Could have made it more obvious if he tried. Yeah, what a waste of time that was.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Oh, yeah, look, Freddie Lundberg and Robbie Keane as a double one.
Bloody hell.
Terence, 4 times Spud smashed. It's the little pleasures in life that make me laugh. Pepsi saying he's got 2 Lundberg shirts. That's when he played for Arsenal, so he was all right at that stage until he came to us.
Yeah.
Look at that. Damon said at Troz, that whole era was a joke. Has been FCs.
Yeah.
We won't mind. Don't mind, mate. That's good.
Oh, was it you I was talking to the other day about a Eastern European player we got from Man City, or was it Kieran?
Might have been Kieran, I think.
Oh, hang on, it could have been Jeff even. Anyway, we couldn't think who it was. It was Nikita Jelavic was the player.
Jelavic, God, we had some ones there.
Yeah,
thank you, Happy.
I loved him. I thought he was great.
I
really did.
Thank you, Happy, for that. Smash a like on the channel, please. Chat as you're saying there. Anthony's saying my younger brother is a toss pot. Dear me. Good evening, Stephen. Evening to yourself as well.
Weird that I've seen that comment before, but with the word older instead of younger.
Very true. Troy is saying Trevor Sinclair don't get enough shouts. One of our best players and possibly best goal ever. That's a good one. That's another one to put on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in fairness, we are kind of trying to concentrate on the ones that get very little airtime. And Trevor Sinclair does get spoken about quite a lot, especially if Di Canio's mentioned. You know, they tend to go hand in hand, really. So, but he is a great shout, and we will do him. But we want to do a few of the more obscure ones first, and we want to get some of the important ones in as well, like Dylan. Tombides. We want to try and get that one in the next few weeks.
Oh, we should look at throwing that one in the ring. Floyd Radaccio, Romanian striker. Yeah,
Radachoyu.
Radachoyu, or Radish as we called him.
Yeah.
David's also saying David Connolly picked him up on the motorway in our first game in the championship.
Yeah. At the services.
Howard's saying, can we all take a minute, please, to laugh at the Spuds?
I've been laughing at the Spuds for months, mate. So,
trying to say, plus his Sinks assisted the Canio goal. Oh, yeah,
he did indeed.
He was on here with you, Tony and Budgie, during the West Ham review last week. Thank you, Matty. He was indeed. Which is saying the Spurs lit in 4 in aggregate and Arsenal laugh out loud. Like I said, the AA 4th emergency breakdown services and Janarteta. Anthony saying Ian Dowie, best looking guy to play for West Ham. Tony told me that. He was definitely his good looking geezer.
Yeah. Sort of fella you want babysitting your kids.
Yes, Pepsi, he did get kicked off. Talk Sport. Trevor Sinclair got kicked off the radio. Yes, he did.
Why? I don't know.
It was something that there was a comment that he made, and it was deemed as being disrespectful and offensive. So Talksport did no more. Got shot.
Fair enough.
So, Hammer Time saying Sebastian Schimmel. Yeah, Budgie's working on that one as well.
Yeah, working on that one. Hopefully, we'll have him in the studio with us.
That should be nice. Yeah. Schimmel, one season wonder.
Well, he was, but he also got Hammer of the Year in that season. So
Yeah, as he's Troy was saying, he was a bloody good debut season for him though as well. Uncle, good evening to you as well. How's things? All good, my friend.
evening.
All good for yourself. And you must be very happy seeing your team demolish Spurs. So well done. Yes. Called the Scouts as bin dippers. Yeah, it's in there. And I bet you got a smile when you're saying it as well, Uncle. Michael, please do a 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2010s, 20s player budgie for all the generations of fans. That would be nice. That would be a good special.
The 60s is very easy to choose. Bobby Moore. Very easy to choose. The 70s for me, probably Trevor Brooking. But Billy Bonds gets in there as well. Right? So that would be one that we would have to sort of work on. 80s, undoubtedly would probably be Phil Parks, because he went through the late 70s and 80s, didn't he, with us? So probably Phil Parks for me. 90s, it's a difficult one.
Oh,
McAvenny, probably.
Uncle's put one here. Here's one for you. Uncle's put a great one in here. We said about this one, but this man as well. Not Michael. Sorry, just as I do Uncle's one, it come up there. Marco Bugas. Jesus Christ! Yeah,
I was going to say, Uncle Rod, what are you doing to us, mate?
This man, Clive Best.
Oh, Clyde Best. Oh, I was at his debut. Oh God, yeah, please, let's do him one day soon as well. Yes, in fact, Troggy is. He's got he lives in Luxembourg now, and he's got a restaurant now, and it is called Upton Park, and it has the old West Ham crest, the one that you see behind Tony over both shoulders. He's got that crest everywhere he can get it in the restaurant, basically.
Brilliant.
It's tastefully done, though. It's not. It's not like. And he said to us, you know, come over, come and see us. I'll buy you dinner.
Man. Nice.
He said, I'll buy you dinner. You know, all West Ham fans are welcome to go there and that. You know, yeah, he's a lovely guy, Seb. Really, really lovely.
Yeah, it was
guy.
it was a good one you did with him, I must admit. Anthony was saying Hammer Time, was that in an MC Hammer song? Yes, of course it was, mate. Richard saying Matthew Rush, he was a good little winger. I remember what I've seen of him in the early 90s. Never really got the chance as the Hammers. Yeah, true. Will Spurs win another match? Oh, it's a good question, Matt. Very good question. Time will tell. Depends what's going to happen tomorrow. Any news? Troy's also saying Mark Robson scored loads of goals to get up promoted, and we sold him, made him me sad as a kid. Yeah, that did make sense.
Not really.
Stephen's saying still think Clyde Best should get a shout out. Yeah, definitely. We just said that.
Definitely, Stephen, and you know we agree. And another little story about Clyde Best, is one, and it's a personal-ish story. My brother, as everybody that knows me knows, is a staunch Chelsea fan. As staunch a Chelsea fan as I am West Ham. You know, if he had the bollocks to get in front of a camera and talk, he'd have a Chelsea channel. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So me and him, obviously there's the rivalry, the banter and this and that. And there's obviously the occasional argument. It's never really come to blows over football. But close a few times. And anyway, the point I was making was that he what was I fucking talking about, Tone? What was I leading up to?
That's Sebastian, I think. Schimmel at the time.
Oh yeah. He Oh no, Clyde Best. It was Clyde Best.
Clyde Best.
Yeah. So my brother, because he was a staunch Chelsea fan, and we won't mention organisations or names or anything like that on here, but he got in trouble with the police, and the way he got out of being given a custodial sentence was that he agreed to join the Royal Marines in 2 years' time and stay out of trouble for that long. He said, it's always been my dream to join the Royal Marines. So lived in Crawley with me, with us lot, obviously. So decided to stay out of trouble. He'd go and stay and live at my auntie's house and work from there. She lived in Cable Road, Forest Gate. So, you know, the old caretaker's house on the flats there, right opposite Tilney Road. He lived in that house there. It was a house anyway. So he decided to go and live in East London to try and stay out of trouble for 2 years. Goes out for a few beers with my cousin and my cousin's boyfriend and that. My cousin's boyfriend's staunch West Ham, runs with the boys, knows all the lads, you know. Takes my brother out drinking, tells him to keep his mouth shut about being a Chelsea fan. So he does. Gets involved with all of the lads, all the boys that go to Upton Park every weekend, then starts getting invited to games. So he starts going to games. They said to him, oh, Treacle, we got Chelsea this weekend. You coming? He's like, yeah, fucking right I am, you know, trying to be clever. So he's standing there right behind the goal with all the other boys, just sort of like, you got like the chicken run there, and then you got the back end, you know, behind the goal. My brother's standing there, right, you know. No, sorry, no, he was on the other side, the side where the benches were, team benches were. And he's like, oh, I ain't really getting a good view of the game here. You know, I'm sort of behind the goal and don't like it. So he says to his mates, I'm going around there to go and watch the game. And he wanders around. So he's now behind the benches, right? And Clyde Best is playing, and he hits this ball, and it's hit my brother in the face. Full pelt. No, sorry, no, this is while he's on his way round to go and stand behind the benches. Sorry, he's on his way round, so he's now like not behind the goal anymore. He's now to the side of the goal, and the ball's hit him square in the boat, knocked him clean out, and he's fallen down over the holding.
Oh wow!
And onto the side of the pitch, right? So like the referee's blown obviously for a goal kick, and sort of like called on the physios. One of the physios, any one of you do, get on, sort of thing. So it was the Chelsea physio that came on, ran up to him, started fucking seeing if he was all right and that, and said like, you know, I'll come back, I'll take you back to the Chelsea, to the West Ham bench, and you can go and sit there, like, you know, at the back of the bench. My brother's thinking, oh, fucking brilliant. He goes, can't I sit at the back of the Chelsea bench? and apparently this coach is like, are you sure you want to do that? You're in with all the West Ham fans, mate. My brother's like, yeah, I want to do it.
Yeah,
so he walked with it, got on tap. But like what he told all the lads was, oh yeah, I had to go and sit with them because like he couldn't go and put me on the West Ham bench, could he? He was the Chelsea coach. Crafty bastard, mate. But that's a true story, and it was on Match of the Day that night.
Wow,
Big Match or whatever it was.
Smacked in the face.
That event, yes, yeah.
Right.
Best. Smacked him in the face with a fucking rocket shot.
Them balls in, you know, I was rock, weren't they, at them days? Yeah, saying Mark Ward. That's a nice one.
Ward is a good shout. Yeah, he was always a staunch player for us.
Which say my old boss went into West Ham books. At 18, centre back, they chose Alvin Martin over him. He was happy with the less wages he showed me on paper. Went up to open his own business. My old boss is in plumbing there. Nice.
All right. Right.
Michael saying Seb still looks like he could put his boots back on. Also, Budgie.
Well, do you know what? Funny you should say that. While I was talking to him, well, Kieran and I were talking to him, I said to him, mate, any chance of you getting your boots on and helping us out? And he giggled and he went, I know I could, but, no. I think I'm a little bit too old now. But like, he still kicks the ball. He still kicks the ball.
That's the same. Was Harry Redknapp a good player?
Fantastic right winger.
Like he'd still be alive with that car crash, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Daz, do you remember what Stuart? What was his name? Stuart, the left winger we had, went to Middlesbrough.
Oh, Downing.
Do you remember what Stuart Downing was like on the left wing, Daz? If you do, switch that to the right, put it in Harry Redknapp's younger body. You got the same player. Bloody amazing.
72. That was Al Martin and his old boss. Bloody hell. Hammer time. Look up your daughter's Danny. Yeah, there's Danny, wouldn't there, as well?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Daz was okay. It's nothing special, really. Ooh, usual saying. Malcolm Taylor, man. Yeah. Good evening, JB. Good to see you as well. Never seen him play. He ended up playing for Bristol Manor Farm in the end and semi-professional in the end. Yeah, JB saying, nice to see the Spuds turn to roasted potatoes. And they're saying like to each other. He was skinny as you like. Oh yeah, Redknapp was a skinny old boy, wasn't he? That's for sure.
Yeah.
And Pepsi saying Ange looking completely demoralised, getting interviewed right now. Just seen that. But yeah.
Yeah, he knows he's going back to Oz tomorrow.
Can you imagine that, Budgie?
He's got his flight booked and everything.
Well, it's been a good show. We're coming up to 2 hours and 17 minutes. We've covered quite a lot of things. And that was a great one of mine. We have, mate. And of course, there's been some great, players we can use for Bristol Lids. We've got some great ones we can add onto the list.
Yeah, we've got some great ones in the comments. Thank you. I think, who was it that won it for next week, though?
Looks like Bishop. And you do a double one and Morley. Yeah,
Bishop and Morley. All right, I'll arrange the video. You'll have that within the next 72 hours.
Sounds good to me. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, no worries. I won't work on it tonight, but I will do it tomorrow. Excellent stuff. Right, excellent. Well, thank you, everybody in the chat, for your constant interventions and encouragement and everything else. And thank you for everybody that returns week after week. We do this. We love doing this, but it wouldn't be anything without your interaction.
Totally agree on that. Totally agree.
Yeah. So, and thank you obviously to the moderators and that help keep things running smoothly as well. As always. Where's Mama tonight? Mama must be busy, eh?
She don't forget, she did a watch along with Yeti and Jez last night. So, having a night off and that. Colin saying, great show, gentlemen, as always. Take care and God bless. Same to you as well, Colin.
Thank you, Colin.
Pep saying, should be Alicia Lehman as it's Valentine's Day. Oh, yes.
Actually, Pepsi, that ain't a bad shout. We might do a little. No, I'm joking.
Ian, cheers, Budgie, Tony and Budgie. Enjoyed as always. Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
Howard, cheers, gents. Much love and much love to the chat as well. Cheers, gentlemen. Great show. Thank you, Hammer Time. Richard saying engaged. Great show, lads. Sleep well, Hammers. Same to you as well. Happy. And Michael saying North London full of milkmen, always bottling it. Thanks, Tottenham Budgie. You're welcome, usual as always. And look, Happy saying, not even a shot on target for Spurs. Wow. Maybe one picture, he's saying to you. One picture.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely do
that. But yes, people in the chat, thanks for being with us. As you know, go on, Budge.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I was going to say we will do one picture then, Pepsi, right? But I promise you, I'm going to maintain the girls'
Thank you, Michael.
dignity, and it's not going to be a frontal shot. It'll only be from the back.
Irons, absolutely, JB. That's
JB.
asking, Budgie, are you doing another show? Are you going to be doing anything else?
I haven't got anything planned until Wednesday. Maybe on Tuesday I'll be in the bowling lounge with Jeff and Mick. Wednesday, obviously, I do my old school hammers. Thursday nights, I'm here with Tony. I might do something over the weekend on Green Street Elites. Keep your eyes out. If you haven't already subbed to Green Street Elites, please do. And I will try and see if I can get something on over the weekend.
And you will see basically Budgie's link in the description of this show as well. Daz, my next show is going to be the Sunday Night Takeaway. And of course, then if time permits me, I will try and jump on with Jeff's show on the Tuesday night. If not, you'll see me back on Wednesday with Anthony and Fuzzy, as long as Anthony's got over his man flu for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then, of course, me and Budgie will be back here next Thursday. And as
I don't mind deputising for Anthony if he's ill. You know what I mean?
Don't give him credit, Bud. Don't give him credit. It's only man flu. It's just that's all it is. It's just a sniffle, mate. It's just a sniffle.
Okay. All right, fair enough. But you never know. I mean, alcohol and time permitting, I might even make an appearance on Sunday night. You never know, people.
Sounds good. JB's saying Sunday Night Takeaway, lovely jubblies. Be safe, hammers, and be safe, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening, which is not much left of it, and enjoy the weekend coming up. And I will see you back on Sunday. For me and Budgie, thanks for sticking with us. And as always, come on, you hammers.